Hello, I'm Kat, a wife, homeschool mom, and a avid reader. If you are just tuning in, welcome. This week I am going to do a vlog with the 48-hour Bookopoly-thon created by Becca and the Books. This is just supposed to be a fun 48 hours of reading. There are a few prompts that will be dropped at different times based off of her Bookopoly boards that she has made. And she's released the first two prompts. So I'm just gonna talk about what I'm looking at with these two prompts and then update as we go on. So the first roll was a book under 300 pages. And for that one, I have no clue whatsoever yet that what I'm going to do. I just went to the library book sale, so I got a lot of books that I'm looking at reading with my homeschool co-op group for elementary literature, which all of those books are going to be under 300 pages. So it'll be a pretty easy prompt. When I finish the book, that's the second prompt, I'll probably judge on how I'm feeling and all of that. But the second prompt was a book featuring gods or religion. Last month, I read Neon Gods by Katie Robert. And that was a fun one. I really enjoyed it. That followed Persephone and Hades, but she continued the series, and the second one is called Electric Idol. And here is what Goodreads says on that one. The ultra-modern city of Olympus, there's always a price to pay. Psyche knew she'd have to face Aphrodite's jealous rage eventually, but she never expected her literal heart to be at stake, or for Aphrodite's gorgeous son to be the one ordered to strike the killing blow. Eros has no problem shedding blood. Raised to be his mother's knife in the dark, he's been conditioned to accept that he's more monster than man. But when it comes time to take out his latest target, he can't do it. Confused by his reaction to Psyche's unexpected kindness, he does the only thing he can think of to keep her safe. He binds her to him, body and soul. Psyche didn't expect to find herself married to the glittering city's most dangerous killer, but something about Eros awakens a fire inside her she never felt before. As lines blur and loyalties shift, Psyche realizes Eros might take her heart after all, and she's not sure she can survive the loss. So it's a dark retelling, and so I'm just gonna run with it. I have the audiobook along with the ebook for this, so I'm really kind of set up for this, and we have about an hour and a half before it starts, so I'm gonna go do some things I have to do beforehand, and then I will be back once we start. Hey, it is like 11:15. I am definitely an old person now. There is no way that I would ever be able to stay up all night long for this, so I am going to go get some sleep. We are done with the first set of Becca's sprints, and now Vish is doing her set of sprints for 4 hours, but I just can't hang. Her games look fun. They're doing Read or Dare, and well, I want to join in and see what it is. I just can't hang tonight. So just an update with Electric Idol. I am about a third of the way through. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm at the point where so with this series, it's the gods kind of end up getting together. With Persephone and Hades, they fake a fake marriage. This one is doing the same, so I'm assuming that's a common trope through this series. But all the pieces are in place. Aphrodite has already told Eros to go kill. I just went blank on her name. Aphrodite told Eros to go kill Psyche. And he's decided that because Psyche was nice to him, that he doesn't want to. And that's kind of where we're at right now. There is some I can't even think of the word now. Oh, I'm so tired. There is some different body representation in this one. Psyche is a plus size character. It was really neat to see Katie Roberts kind of write in the difference that those of us who don't fit the standard fashion world measurements and the struggles that we kind of find. But yeah, it's a good book so far. I'm definitely enjoying it. Probably not quite as much as Neon Gods, but I definitely, I foresee me totally enjoying this ride. There is going to be some adult content in this one, so if that's something that you choose not to read, this will be one that you'll want to stay away from. There's also some we get to see the fun in the different different common things that we see today in our world happening, such as internet bullying. Eros keeps getting really mad at people who are commenting on oh my goodness, on their Instagram pages. And Psyche just keeps telling him, look, you can't read the comments. People are going to be trolls and you just ignore the comments. So it's a good read, but I'm going to go get some sleep. Hopefully I will get up before 7 in the morning so that I can at least catch a little bit of Jade's sprints. But if not, I will jump on whoever at the roll, and that is 7 for the roll, so that I can possibly get my next prompts. But I am going to finish Electric Idol before continuing on with any new prompts. But that's all I got for now. I'm gonna go get some sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's about 7:30 on Saturday morning. I went to bed last night and I took my full sleep. There was no way. I woke up at like 4:45 and I went, not gonna happen. So here we are. I totally missed Jade's sprints, but they're on YouTube, so I can go back and watch them later. But I got up at 7 and did, made my coffee, all that fun stuff while they were talking, and second rolls have been released. So for the second roll on the 2020 board is an ebook or an audiobook. I'm already listening to Electric Idol for the Gods prompt. And so I'm just going to combine those two. And then the second roll is a color in the title. And I'm going to pick up Green Ember by J.D. Smith. I think that's his name. But it's one that I have heard talked highly of by Sarah McKenzie of the Read Aloud Revival. And I am thinking I might share that with my elementary literature kids this year. But I want to read it first. But it's supposed to be a very action packed kids fantasy novel. It's about mice. I have a feeling I'll get Reepicheep vibes from Narnia. But that's kind of where I'm looking. As I listen to Electric Idol today, I'm going to work on some housework so I don't get behind this week like I did last weekend. That was a special few days as I tried to do all of Monday's stuff and all of the weekend stuff on Monday. So that's where I'm at right now. We've got, I think, another 10 minutes or so of the current sprint. So I'm going to start with my Bible time and then go from there. And I'll see you guys soon. Hello, everyone. It's about 5 o'clock on Saturday. I have finished Electric Idol, and I really enjoyed it. It was one that, it's a romance. It's a dark romance. So it does have some of the more taboo elements to it. There's arranged marriage, but there's also the darker elements of Eros is trying to kill, or is, I guess it's really, Aphrodite is trying to kill Psyche, and all of that. So there are some darker elements to it, but it's a lot of fun. It ends on a positive note, just like the other, like most romance books do. I've got about 2 hours until the next roll, which will be over on Gavin's channel. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to continue reading sprints. Since I have the 2 hours, I'm going to start Green Ember. It's a children's fantasy, so I should have it done in almost no time. It's 275 pages for a middle grade book. So I'm going to start that right after I eat my salad. Because I've only had breakfast and I'm hungry. So I'll see you guys soon. Hello, everyone. It is Slumber Party sprint time. So here we are in masks. The rolls happened a couple hours ago. I didn't check in right then because I didn't know what I was going to read. I am... let's see if I can get it to load up. I am 37% in Green Ember. I was struggling with that one with just the audio, or with just the ebook. I don't have a physical copy of that one. But I was struggling reading the audiobook for whatever reason. But I've heard great things about it being a great read aloud. So I looked, I was actually looking because I thought that it was made into a cartoon as well. which I thought would be fun to read the book and then watch the movie with my students. But while searching for that, I found out that Green Ember has put out the audiobook for it on YouTube for free. And it is on their actual site, so it's completely legal to listen to. There is no pirating involved in that one. So I started that one. According to the audiobook, it says that there's about 7 hours for the full thing. And I'm about 3 hours into it. I'm definitely speeding it up to 2 times the speed. Unfortunately, that's as fast as YouTube will let me go, because I totally would speed that one up a little bit faster. I normally read audiobooks at 1.5 to 2. This one's just a little slow. But it's made for children. The audiobook is made for children. So the speed it's at is great for children. Not so great for my attention span. But sped it up to 2, it's at least manageable. But for our second rolls, or third rolls, we're at 3 now, was the first roll was a spooky read, and the second roll was a YA. I don't remember which board was which. There was a mix-up in presenting them as well. But that's fine. So I tried to reach out to some trusted sources and didn't really get an answer, so I just Google searched YA spooky books, and one I got that I had 2 suggestions that I was interested in. One was Libby Bray's Diviner series. I've listened to the first book of that, and I had the second book, but the audiobook is 22 hours. There is no way in the next 22 hours from now that I would finish that. So I went with the backup one, and that is House of Salt and Sorrows. I've actually had this one on my bookshelf pretty much since it came out. But I'm just going to try it out. I did find the audiobook for that in case if I'm slumping a little bit still, as far as actually reading and comprehending the words on the page. But I'll probably play the audiobook while following along in the book as I go for this one, just like I'm doing with Green Ember. I am enjoying Green Ember on audio. I know I'm kind of all over the place. But I am enjoying it, and I think earlier I said I thought that they were mice, and it reminded me of Reepicheep. I don't know why in my head I have mice. They are rabbits. And the cover is very clearly a rabbit holding a sword. But for whatever reason, it reminds me of Reepicheep from the Narnia series. And maybe it's because they're small and holding swords. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I keep thinking mice. And then I start reading it. I'm like, oh yeah, they're rabbits. But it's a great book so far. I definitely think I'm going to read it with my kiddos next year. But we'll have to see what else I'm looking at too, and how the end of this book goes. But that's all I've got for right now. I'm going to go back and join back in with the slumber party. And go from there. And I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, it's Sunday morning. And the roll drops have happened. Or the final roll drops have happened. I am currently, I have 2 hours left of the Green Ember audiobook. I don't have my Kindle in front of me, so I don't know how far into the story I am. I'm currently getting ready for church. So, not a whole lot of actual reading is going to be going on this morning. And probably not until 2 o'clock, honestly. I just totally went blank. Oh, goodness, it's early and not enough sleep this weekend. Okay, so Green Ember, I'm really enjoying. There's some family secrets that come to light, and it's just one that, as an adult reading it, I mean, I know that the kids aren't gonna, be anywhere concerned, but as an adult reading it, we kind of have a little more world knowledge. And so I'm trying to balance where my world knowledge is and where a 1st through 3rd graders' world knowledge is. At the point that I'm at right now, yes, I am going to read it with my students next year. It's a fun one. It really does remind me a lot of Narnia or The Hobbit. And I'm really enjoying it. And it's one that I can foresee me reading it with my kids. With my students. For the roll drops this morning, oh goodness, I need to wake up. Coffee is not strong enough. The first roll prompt was kind of an easy one. It is water on the cover. For that one, I think I could use Green Ember. I also can use House of Salt and Sorrows. This is actually a water background, kind of on the beach. So you have the beach here and then the ocean. So I'm going to triple up for this one. The next one is the one I'm kind of scared about. And that, honestly, I doubt I'm going to get to. The audio book for House of Salt and Sorrows is 13 hours. I usually listen at 1.5 to 2 times speed. So that's still 7.5 hours. From 2 to 7 p.m., which is technically the end of the readathon, I'm not going to have time to finish it. And that's okay. Or, I won't have time to finish that one. But that's 3 books this weekend. I am not disappointed in the least. But the second prompt for today is to scroll through social media and pick one that you have access to. And this is where I'm really scared. Because I foresee there being lots of long books on there. I will probably, honestly, just finish House of Salt and Sorrow and be done. Just because of time's sake. But just in case, let me share my screen. And let's see what we have. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Alright. Oh, this one's going to be a book. I am pretty sure. Once it loads. If it's going to load. This is the only downside with my computer. There it goes. Alright. I should have already had this uploaded. I just didn't want to peek. Alright. I don't think anything is, nothing is loaded yet. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a minute until it uploads, and then I will scroll. Be right back. Okay, so I had to refresh it. and it seems to be working now. So let's go with it and see where we're at. This is crazy. Alright. That has lots of books. We're not going to count that one. I would be spending all day looking. That one didn't come up. I can't read that one. Elsewhere? I don't think I have that one. I do not have Only a Monster. We're going to skip over that's a video. We're going to skip over, well, that's as far as it will upload. Okay, I'm going to switch to my phone, because for some reason my thing is not uploading well, because that's the last it will do. Alright, so, first one, when I pulled up, I don't know if you guys can see that, is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I don't have that one on my shelf. I do have access to it though. I've read It Ends With Us, but I'm gonna stretch it a little. I believe that one is a series now. Let me look up. Yeah, It Starts With Us is the second book. It's not published yet. Okay. So, let's keep scrolling. Alright. So this one has several. Alright. So this one, oops. If it'll, there it goes. This one has 6 books. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to do either Malibu Rising or Love in Other Words. I have Malibu Rising on my shelf, and I can easily get access to the Christina Lauren one, and we're going to call it on that, and do that route. Those are both, well, the Christina Lauren is a romance, and I tend to kind of fly through those. So, if I have time this weekend, one of those two will be my next, and I will definitely update on exactly which one I'm reading when I get to that point. So, but until then, I have to go finish getting ready for church, and I will see you soon. Hello everyone. So this is going to be the final for Bookopoly, or the Bookopalathon. It is actually almost 9 o'clock, which is 2 hours later than it should have been. But I really was trying to make up for a little bit of lost time. But here we are. I did finish The Green Ember. I really enjoyed that one. It's a fun one. There's a lot of things that it kind of covers that's great for with kids. It talks about overcoming fear and not allowing fear to control you. It has a lot about loyalty in it, and characters who are not loyal and what kind of goes on from there. It was a fun one. I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to reading it with my kiddos. Also, I started House of Salt and Sorrows. I was using that one for YA, spooky book and a book with water on it. I am only 38% through. It is not going to get finished before midnight. I'm already starting to get tired and things are starting to slow down. I'm getting ready for bed, actually, and looking forward to a full night's sleep tonight. So I am going to call it here, but I am going to finish House of Salt and Sea, and I'm going to count this as a total success. I had 7 out of 8 prompts that I was able to complete. I did not see myself being able to complete the 8th prompt just due to the nature and how much time I had available today. We had church this morning, and then we had fellowship groups, which is just where we get together, have a meal, and kind of get to know each other as church members and outside of church, which is really fun. But that we didn't get home until almost 2 o'clock. That knocked me down right there to 5 hours. And then we went out to dinner as a family, which took another couple hours. So by the time all said and done, I had about 3 hours this afternoon for reading time. And I kind of redeemed 2 more by going a little longer. So, but I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm 38% through, and it's one that it's a portal fantasy, which you kind of like, through reading things that the portal fantasy is there, but it takes a while before you even get there. There's some setup, but this family of 12 daughters, and the town thinks that they're cursed because first the mom dies and then 4 of the daughters die. Kind of like almost in succession, to the point where the triplets, who are 16, are worried that they are not going to get to come out to court because they're in a mourning period. For this book, the mourning period is kind of long. It's 6 months in black and then 6 months in a dark gray, as far as their outer garbs. Mirrors are covered, very that Nordic kind of feel to the mourning rituals. So there's all that that's being set up. But like Anna Lee, the main character, she's 19, and her and her older sibling didn't get to come out to court because they were mourning another sister. And so it was kind of like this 5 girls trying to come out, and like the ball happens, but no one will dance with them, or very few will dance with them because they think that the family is cursed and all of this. And then you add in the spooky element of the youngest sister is seeing ghosts of her sisters. Some who died before she was even old enough to really have like memories of what they should look like. So it's just really interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'll check in at the end of the month with kind of my final thoughts on it, because I know a lot can change in 62% of a book. But yeah, so overall, again, I'm counting this book Apple-a-thon a success. I really had a good time. I did spend a lot of time reading this weekend without having to sacrifice due to having the audiobooks. And 7 out of 8 prompts isn't bad. I think it's the best that I did when I tried to do it last year. I think I only got a couple prompts last year. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here and then go from there. Have a good week, guys.